I don't know, there's no need for introduction again. Now, you've known us. We are Human Rights Writers Association of Nigeria. As responsible and responsive. Obliged to speak out, though very urgent issues that have happened in the last 24 hours has been sufficiently addressed by us. We have already issued statements, and the media, you people have been very helpful in disseminating our position on the willful and deliberate targeting of innocent worshippers in Ozugbo. So we're not going to talk about that now. We're going to talk about something that has been going on since the last, can I call it 1 year, a year and a half or 2 years now, since the current administration came on board. And that has to do with it has a lot of implications, both on the immediate term, the medium term, and the long term of the country being able to convince credible, qualified Nigerians, especially people who have work to do, who are busy, to join any government, any administration. Because if you have it at the back of your mind that when you serve, and even when there are no clear evidence of wrongdoing on your own part, once you are targeted by a certain person who has connection with government, the current government in power, they will go after you. That is the predicament of one Nigerian, and we cannot close our eyes to it because we cannot say because the person is not in the civil society community, or the person is not a journalist, or the person is maybe because he's a big man, he's a very successful lawyer, so he can talk for himself. Most times, some of these are people when they have these kind of challenges, and especially when their lives are threatened, the only way to assist them, whether they petition the NGO directly or we on our own, Somoto, initiates the move to speak out. I'm talking about the former Minister of Justice. The media has been awash with matters relating to a business transaction that was lawfully done and concluded. So we're not going to go into that because it's already a matter that is well known to everybody. I'm talking about the Malabu transaction that was done and settled. Our worry stems from the incessant and persistent attacks targeted at the family members of MOHAMMED, BELLO, ADOKE, immediate past Minister of Justice, who, as we were made to understand by a plethora of, litany of, we have a great quantity of information available to us, both from official quarters and unofficial quarters, on the submission he made before the National Assembly, and the facts regarding to that particular transaction. The government so far has not been able to trace. There's no trace. In fact, the reason why we're calling for this press call, why we're trying to address the press now, is to ask the acting president, who luckily is a professor of law of evidence law, to tell Nigerians, give Nigerians the evidence of the wrongdoing that ADOKE may have committed in that particular transaction involving Malabu. If they say he has collected bribe, which account was a bribe paid? How was the bribe paid? Have they been able to trace any money anywhere? Why the attacks, the physical invasions of his privacy? Why do they keep invading his homes? His home in Abuja has been invaded. His home in Kano has been invaded, where his wife was harassed. They were almost kept like prisoners, hostages in their own home for over 3 hours. his house in his home state of Kogi State has been invaded. His life is threatened. He cannot even come back, even if he finishes the course he is doing in Netherlands or somewhere in Europe. The government knows where he is. He's in Europe. He's doing his program, but he is afraid to return to Nigeria. He has said it. I'm not just saying we're not just saying it because we're not saying he told us to say it. We're saying it because he has said it, and it is in the print, in the media, in online media, particularly the print newspapers, Guardian, and the rest of them. This day, severally, the law pages of this day, Guardian and the rest of them have carried all those claims by ADOKE. And if he raises alarm today, the next day, that invasion will be done. What is really happening? Who has a case against, who wants ADOKE eliminated? The government has a duty to protect every individual, no matter the political persuasion of that person. That ADOKE is a member of, whether he's a member of PDP or that he served the immediate past administration, that is the PDP administration, should not make him to be a target. The business transaction they are talking about started in 2006. Who was the president at that time? The business of Malabo, the transaction, went awry when the particular oil well was allocated and later revoked, and the matter became a litigation. And at the end of the day, about two successive administrations, that of Olusegun Obasanjo, that of Umar Musa Yar'Adua, then Goodluck succeeded him, then Goodluck administration. So you have you have the Minister of Justice, then you have Bayo Ojo, you have the Minister of Petroleum, the Dakoru, that was Minister of Petroleum, when the matter was decisively concluded that it should be settled out of court. Then you have the Minister of Finance, Olusegun Aganga, who was Minister of Finance then. There are people, so many people. The Accountant General of the Federation is there. The NNPC guys who will authorize payments. This man that is being hounded, he's been harassed, and his life is being threatened. He's not even a signatory to the Federation account. The Minister of Finance, the President even has to authorize any payment to be made to either Malabo or whoever, that particular transaction. So why this specific targeting of Mohammed Bello ADOKE? The question we're asking, that is the question we're asking the President. And we have given him 74 hours to tell Nigerians how much of, because you keep reading in the newspapers, especially a particular online medium has taken it upon itself as if it's a missionary duty for that online to demonize online newspaper that is working in tandem with EFCC, to demonize and criminalize a citizen of this country. Because what's his crime? Because he was a minister of justice. All of us cannot be, or even if you're a lawyer, all of us cannot be ministers of justice all at the same time. Somebody must be a minister of justice. ADOKE served for some years as minister of justice. Does not mean he has to be eliminated because he does not belong to the party that is in power. If you have allegations that he took bribe from Malabo or from wherever, can you show Nigerians where that money is kept or how much you have recovered from ADOKE? And the reason why you cannot allow the family members of this Nigerian citizen to have rest, to have peace in their country. Why do you have to go after them? This is political persecution. And we're telling the acting president, who is a professor of law, to order the EFCC to stop this kind of harassment of this individual, because this thing has a very adversarial effect to how are you going to tell investors that this country is even stable, this country is safe, when you are particularly targeting certain individuals who played the official role in their capacity as maybe Attorney General or whoever, And if you have evidence that something was done that was not right with that Malabo transaction, why do you single out Mohammed Bello ADOKE? That's the question we're asking. And if within 74 hours, no response, because we're going to also send a letter to the acting president. We're going to send a letter and make sure that letter is delivered on his desk. If we don't have that response from him, we're going to fire our petition to the United Nations Human Rights Council, and we will publicize it. But that is the extent. That's the much we can do. That's the much we can do as as a lawful citizen of this country. We will shout to the high heavens that a Nigerian life is being threatened. We don't have to wait until something goes wrong before we now begin to shout. Just like what has happened in a community in Anambra State, where the lizard-headed commissioner of police is saying it's a fight between two. You have information that there's a fight between two people, and you did not stop it, and you allow people to be killed before you start giving us those bullshit. Sorry for using that kind of. You're not giving us this kind of lazy excuses. So this is the same thing we're saying. This individual his life is being threatened. Not just his life, he cannot even come back to his country. What has he done? Why do you have to force somebody to be in exile out of his country because he served this country? How do you expect people to even accept to serve this country subsequently if they are not too sure that when the government goes, the next government comes, they will be witch-hunted, they will be intimidated, they will be harassed by an agency like the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission? And there's a whole lot of confusion within the system. The EFCC itself is confused. The Attorney General's office and the EFCC are involved in a state of war. What's happening? The government should put their house in order. Please, this government should put their house in order. If you want to fight corruption, follow the lawful means of fighting corruption. It is very embarrassing for so many decent Nigerians that when you have conversations with people from other parts of the world, I'm not talking about Africa because Africa is so backward and primitive. When you talk to people, human beings from other Western societies, they begin to ask you, what kind of a country do you operate? Where you have an agency of government and the Minister of Justice exchanging wealth in the media, when you have an Attorney General of the Federation who has the power in line with the Constitution 174, the Attorney General even has the power to go to court and discontinue a matter. And you have an EFCC, an ordinary agency of government created by a statute that is not even in the Constitution. The EFCC is not even mentioned in the Constitution. You have an Attorney General who, then you are not having issues. And the president, the acting president is just keeping cool. He's very cool about it. Why should he be cool about it? Why? Is it because he has said that he has not found any other Nigeria? All of us are all corrupt. The 165 million Nigerians are all devils, except one angel he has found in Magu that must be in that EFCC. And this man is destroying the institution of anti-corruption, making it to look like he's using it to wage a personal vendetta fight against certain people in the society. It is uncalled for. It's unlawful. We may see it as if it's just, why are we so worried about it? If you are in the shoes of these individuals who are going through these torments, you understand what we're saying, that you travel abroad to do your studies and you cannot even feel free to come back again to your country. It's not because one Adoke is afraid of going to jail, you understand, if he has committed an offense, but he has said that there is a plot to kill him. And the government that is in place has not said, my friend, we are giving you this assurance that nobody else is going to happen to you. Come back to Nigeria. Nobody has said that. And all of us are living witnesses to the fact that people are being killed even in their bedrooms and nothing happens. So it's not as if when somebody says my life is being threatened, the person is just daydreaming. That's not daydreaming. If any Nigeria tells you that my life is being threatened and there are credible links, there are certain information, certain trends that have shown that it is reasonably possible that somebody can kill that person. Why can't government take action? And why is government the one that is now creating this high level of confusion all over the place? So there are two things we have said now. We have talked about the harassment of Adoke in the matter of Malabu, which he is not just the only person that handled that matter. He is not even the Minister of Finance to have authorized any payment. He is not the president. He wasn't the president who authorized that the thing should be settled out of court. It was Obasanjo. The matter is there. All the history of these Malabo transactions are documented, and they are in public domain. So why do you have to fish out just one person out of over 6 or 7 individuals that played one role or the other lawfully? None of them has been indicted. None of them. I'm not saying Obasanjo has done anything. I'm not saying Olusegun Aganga has done anything. I'm not saying the former Minister of Petroleum, Dakoru, has done anything. I'm saying that there is a game plan to eliminate just one person hiding under that Malabo issue. That is purely a business transaction. Thank you. To life of a Nigerian citizen in the name of MOHAMMED BELLO ADOKE. That's our major concern. But in case you want to build a background, if you don't already have a background.
What's the ultimatum you should have not clear about?
Yes. Ultimatum is that how many hours do you have in 3 days? 3 working days. I'm not very good in mathematics, but 3 working days to give Nigerians the evidence of wrongdoing on the part of ADOKE that will warrant the kind of intrusion into his family life, that his wife can no longer drink water and rest. He cannot go to, cannot rest. She's always looking at her bride because the EFCC is after her. They are all over the place, invading their houses. You understand? So we are giving him this number of days to give a clear directive publicly, because if he does it quietly, they may tell you they have no instruction. Because if you go as an individual now and find out from EFCC, they'll tell you they don't even have anything against this guy. They don't know why they're just disturbing them to go and pick this guy up. You understand? So it's either the government tells Nigerians how much, which account. Because if you read the copy of some for a particular online newspaper that has been championing this thing, as if they have a very personal, it's a commercial project to destroy this guy. They have not told Nigerians which account, or some of them, they will say $200 million or $200 million or $2 billion, whatever. Where was that money kept? In which room? Could they have kept that humongous amount of money as a bribe to who? And why bribe just one person out of about 6 or 7 people? So, you know very well that ADOKE himself has mentioned a name, a son of the former head of state, a son of a former head of state. You know, the matter is in court. It's not for us to say this is the person. But ADOKE is saying he believes that this is the person that is using some people, the cabal, in the presidency. And this particular person has a very close connection with the powers that be currently. The son of the former head of state, Senator Abacha, has a very powerful connection. So why can't this government protect this Nigerian? Let the matter, even if they want to go to court, why can't you allow the court to decide? You know. Yeah, how now? We were able to get just a summary of these things. Those things that Nigerians should not concern her. I don't think we should pay attention to all those nonsense they're talking about. The issue is that there's a failure of security. There's a security failure. Nigerians have been killed, and the Commissioner of Police, who should have tendered his resignation, is just busy manufacturing excuses all over the place without even doing one single forensic. He's not ashamed of himself. Is that commissioner not ashamed that he's a police officer and he's collecting our money and he's not even doing the work of a police officer? I don't want to talk about that. We have already responded adequately since 2 days ago. We can send you the additional